We are here at Unadilla for the 2023 National. We are at the end of the season. We have 2 more Nationals left after this race. I'm not doing Ironman, so my last one will be next weekend at Budds Creek. But we're here at Unadilla looking for a good weekend. At Washougal, I blew my race motor up. We swapped to this, well, not this one specifically, but we swapped to what was supposed to be my spare motor that was ready to be dropped in, ready to go apparently. It was not, didn't have a shifter, didn't have a clutch, nothing like that, so we put all that in. We got the bike ready to go, got it switched in time, but the motor wouldn't run. So I missed my LCQ at Washougal. We were waiting for parts to get this thing fixed. We got the parts here, my dad re-shimmed everything, all that kind of stuff, put it together yesterday, it still wouldn't start. Blew it apart, turns out the piston rod, the whole crank was bad, the head was bad, everything like that, so it's definitely not race ready. We definitely got screwed on that one. So we swapped, initially we were going to swap my head from my practice bike onto this bike, but we didn't have the right piston to be able to fix it because it was a different piston than we thought it was, so we put my practice motor in my race bike today, and we're still having some issues with it. So it's by like 8:05, I'm going to guess right now. I go out at 9:10, so we're definitely in a rush right now. It's going to be an interesting day. I'm not.
What's your keys to a good goggle setup?
They gotta be clean, like perfectly clean. I don't need much, but I definitely feel like I'm a little specific about my goggles. I mean, the outside obviously isn't nearly as important, but I like my goggles to be very clean if I have a say in it. But, you know, at this point, with the way today's going, I'm just making sure I have enough tear-offs on in case I'm able to get out there for that first practice. It's not looking very good right now.
How many tear-offs do you run for practice versus, like, motos or whatever?
I run 14 all the way around. My first national ever was High Point in, like, 2019 or something, and I went through 14 tear-offs in a 4-lap LCQ.
Damn.
So I run 14. The motos aren't too bad because, you know, I'm not really in the heat of the battle most of the time. You know, the first couple laps, I'm definitely pulling a good amount, but then after that, I'm kind of just in my own race. Not really worried about too many people around me, but LCQ and practice, especially the LCQ, I'm in the battle, so definitely 14. So just came off the first qualifier. I did okay. I mean, I felt better, but the lap times didn't, you know, match how I felt, but that's all right. we got the bike running. Thankfully, felt good, so hopefully it stays that way for the rest of the day. Crashed twice in the same corner. A little bit of a dumb mistake, just trying to move around a little bit and then caught front end and knifed. But yeah, it's okay. I'm a little banged up, but not too bad. Nothing major. We're gonna go out for this next practice and see if I can't shave my time down some.
You wanna take us through this morning's headache?
This morning's or the entire weekend's headache?
Wherever the headache began.
It began Washougal. We bought a spare engine, supposed to be race ready, and it wasn't. The more we dug into the engine, the more we found out it was just junk. I mean, it was bad from the crank on up to the head. We tried swapping parts yesterday from our practice bike, and before we realized that the crank was bad and the spare engine as well, so we ended up having to switch the entire engine over. Got that done last night, but I put the race cams in and a new race piston in. Fired it up this morning, had no power. Didn't know what was wrong, tore it all apart again, put the stock piston and stock cams back in it just so we could ride for the day, and it worked. But it was 45 minutes before her practice, we were tearing the engine apart to swap out piston and cams. So we got it done.
So I just came off second qualifier. Still eventful, probably just as eventful as the first one. Felt like I was running good. I was running about the same lap times as I was the first one, where I think everybody else pretty much slowed down. So that works for me. Definitely makes me feel better going to the LCQ. Unfortunately, I don't have a very good game pick, but I'll take it. Got hit with a rock going up Screw You. Unfortunately, it's my clutch finger, so it's going to make things rather difficult, but you know, we didn't have time to put the hand guards on because, as you guys saw, my bike was torn down into the crank and stuff like that this morning, so we were pretty busy. Unfortunately, didn't have time to put hand guards on there, but we're getting them on now. Unfortunately, a little too late, but we're gonna go into this LCQ with our heads high. There's a lot of fast people here, and I'm happy with how I feel. I need a couple more seconds, but I do feel good on the bike, so I'm gonna take that out of here, and hopefully we have a good LCQ. Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, I missed the LCQ by like, they let someone in as an alternate, so I was the first one to miss. It sucks, but you know, after watching the start of the LCQ, I'm kind of happy I did go out there. There was a pretty big pile up in it, and it looked like it was on the outside, so if I ended up getting in, I probably would have been, knowing me, So yeah, it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I'm relatively healthy. My finger's looking pretty wild right now from that rock in the second qualifier. It happens. It is what it is. We're gonna move on. Heading up to Canada tomorrow for the final round of WMX series up there at Walton Raceway. So hopefully that'll be good, and I'll be back for Butts Creek.